The views and opinions expressed on Unlock Your Wealth Radio are those of the host, guests, and callers only and are not necessarily the views of Unlock Your Wealth Radio, Heather Wagenhals, or Success Publishing International.
Worried about retirement? Want to travel the world or just be around to watch your kids grow up? But you can't because you're drowning in debt. Now you can with Heather Wagenhals and the Keys to Riches powered by Unlock Your Wealth Radio. Heather will show you how to stop chasing your wallet, eliminate debt, lose financial stress, and live the life of your dreams. If you truly ever wanted to have more, do more, be and give back more, now's your chance. Listen weekly to what others are doing to manage their money better with these proven strategies for building wealth with the Keys to Riches financial philosophy. Now here's your host, Heather Wagenhals.
We're in. It's that time again, folks. So what do I usually say here? Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. That's what I usually say. This part of the Keys to Riches, powered by Unlock Your Wealth Radio, is sponsored by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at keys-to-riches.com/free book and click on the link to over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Yay! You know, if I missed the beat and then I drew a blank and I was like, where am I? Yes, by the way, for those who are listening, I did that by memory. Thank you.
Yeah.
Applause.
It's better than me. I mean, I still don't have the keys memorized. So
3 years later.
Yeah.
But who's counting?
Not me.
Clearly. Clearly, you have not set the bar very high for that. But perhaps you will on today's show because we can utilize that as impetus for change for you.
Okay.
Because what is this week's key?
Dreams with deadlines.
Yes, it's all about our Unlock Your Wealth Radio Goal Achievement strategy. So perhaps...
As he reads it from his phone.
So perhaps you can maybe set a goal for memorizing the keys.
I can do that.
And then utilize the tools we talk about on today's show to help you achieve that goal. What do you think about that?
I could do that.
There you go. But we have moolah word of the day. So we had that key. We have our moolah word. And so for our scam alert, let's talk about some vacation scams to avoid, shall we? Does that sound like a good deal to you?
Sounds great. I definitely want to find that out. You mean places to go or just general scams?
Scams.
Yeah.
Scams and how to avoid them. Like when you're on vacation, going to vacation, selecting your vacation location, that sort of stuff.
You talking about getting pickpocketed in Rome?
No, that's a great story, but no, I'm not talking about getting pickpocketed in Rome. I'm talking about a virtual pickpocketing, if you will.
Gotcha.
So we'll talk about that. I don't want to let too many cats out of the bag. Meow.
I'm good. You know I'm good at that.
Exactly. Hold up. It ain't time for that segment yet.
Don't give away the show.
Not all of it. Yeah, so that's what we have coming up on today's show. So I'm pretty excited. It should be a power-packed show. So how about we move right along, shall we? And jump right in for some moolah.
Moolah word.
I like moolah word. But I don't like this moolah word. But this is, to tease this moolah word, it's a necessary evil. Wouldn't you agree?
You're talking overhead, right?
I'm talking overhead. Our moolah word of the day is overhead. And the challenge with overhead, especially if you are a plug-in junkie.
Yeah, really. It's been happening again, too. I know. I'm going down the rabbit hole.
Is there what would that be? PIA, Plug-in Anonymous? Do we need to find a Plug-in Anonymous group for you?
Yeah, PIA.
I'm going to send you to PIA. So overhead, it's a necessary evil. That's my colloquial definition. The official definition for overhead is the ongoing administrative expense of a business which cannot be attributed to any specific business activity, but are still necessary for the business to function. Examples include rent, utilities, and insurance. An example of that in a sentence is if you looked overhead at the right time, you would see too much overhead in the company and not enough profit. So we will have to close the business down.
Ooh, boy, that's tough.
Said no government establishment ever. Overhead and our ability to afford it has no bearing on whether or not this government office will stay open. Right?
Yeah.
That was my own embellishment. That was my editorial embellishment, by the way. Here's another example. The overhead was higher than expected, and we could not pinpoint exactly what was causing the discrepancy or inefficiency, so we had a meeting. So what do we do about it? We didn't stop spending.
We had a meeting.
We didn't cut our costs. We took a meeting. Oh, my God. I am punchy today, aren't I?
Another government quote, I guess.
Exactly.
Let's have a meeting. Yeah.
Let's have a meeting over this. Can you meet 2 weeks from Tuesday? No, I'm busy golfing. How about 4 weeks from Friday? No? Perhaps?
Yeah. Musicians have a great way of beating overhead. They build a studio in their bedroom.
Yeah, there you go. That could save money. But it was not so good for the girlfriend.
No.
She's not digging
unless she's a singer.
Unless she's a singer, she's not digging the guitar holder ceiling fan apparatus.
Yeah.
Getting ready to get her head chopped off if she sits up too fast in the middle of the night. What the? Ay, ay, ay. What is up with today?
Guitars on the wall.
Yes. Okay, so now it is time for our new and improved segment that we have added to the show, and it's our Scam Alert segment. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, we decided, especially with the launch of the new book, that it's extremely important because scams are so pervasive and invasive. They're pervasive, meaning they're all around us, and they're invasive, meaning they're in our lives and literally inside, like in our phones, in our computers, not just in our wallets or our file folders anymore. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And so wouldn't it be great to take a vacation from all of that?
It would be wonderful.
Yes,
be wonderful.
But when we go on vacation, then we open ourselves up to so many other forms of being scammed. And so that's the focus of today's Scam Alert, sponsored by Money, Credit, and You, How to Avoid Identity Theft, Frauds, and Scams. It's on pre-order now. If you just visit the website at moneycreditandyou.com, you can sign up for your copy and be ready to go. And if you mail it to me with a self-addressed stamped envelope, then I will personalize it and send it back to you.
Cool.
Pretty fabulous, huh?
Yeah. Nice.
One of my other author friends does that. And I thought, that's so smart. Then that way everybody can have something of value. You know what I mean? Like, and it'll make them want to use it. Oh, she signed it. It's more important.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then you can sell it on eBay too for $50.
Just hope you don't get 1,000 or 2,000 books in the mail tomorrow.
Exactly. I have hand cramps by the end of the day. I can't get this email, Steve. My hand is having a spasm. I can't hold the microphone.
You'll have to have me sign them.
There you go. Yeah. And then they'll be on that Pawn Star show trying to hawk it, and they'll be like, "This isn't an authentic autograph. This more looks like the Maestro of Mullah's autograph."
Yeah, it's a stamp.
By the way, I guess I don't even think I introduced either of us. I'm Heather Wagenhals, and flanked by the Maestro of Mullah, and we're going to teach you about your money, but let's hope.
Oh, that's right. I didn't say, hey, folks.
I know. Well, because you started it off with, we got out of the rhythm at the beginning.
I rushed you.
Well, I'm Russian. What can I say? I don't even know any Russian words. I was going to be funny. Fabergé egg. Is that Russian? Isn't that a French guy making Russian eggs?
Niet.
Niet. No, that's German.
No, I think niet is Russian.
Vodka. There we go. I got
nine is German.
Okay.
No.
Vodka. There's my Russian word.
Vodka.
Vodka. There we go. It's a W, not a V. Vodka. Can I get some effing vodka? Because I need some effing vodka right now. Because I've lost my mind. So anyway, vacations. What do we need to know going on vacations? First off, we need to change our privacy levels on all of our social media if we're going to be posting vacation pics. If we have any of our personal contact information on our social media, we need to immediately remove it, because the first thing that people are going to figure out is you ain't home. And they're going to go rob you blind.
I have this conversation with my offspring all the time.
Oh, Yeah, so
What are you doing?
get rid of all of your location at home check-ins because that's how people are going to flipping find you. And so if you're busy posting all your vacation pics, I would make those private and create little groups within your friend groups on Facebook. So if you want to share that sort of stuff that you're away, then you can share it to only them. That way you protect your house while you're not there. That's one way to do that. Unplug all of your Wi-Fi and all of your technology while you go away too, because if it doesn't have power, nobody can slip in and hack you that way.
Interesting.
Aren't these great?
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Exactly. Well, you should unplug everything anyway.
I mean, I shut my computers down.
Yeah, I'll power them off. But, so here's a little tip that I learned, from Woodshop, is that in order to fully power down an appliance, you have to unplug it because the power isn't at the plug. It's at the power button. So you can still blow up a computer when it's off by having it plugged in.
Huh.
So, Mr. with the octopus and connected to the octopus under the counter here.
Oh, yeah. I'm a real electronic whiz here.
Yeah, as I'm seeing that, I'm thinking that perhaps that might be some good advice for you. The next time you have to travel, you just unplug. So that's what you need to do at the house and on your social media. So only post to your private groups that you have authorized. And friends are not necessarily a private group because people have spoofed accounts that you may not know it. So you need to, if you want to be sending it to your close circle of friends and family, then create a group and add them to that group and only post those. And these are all selections you can make on your phone as you're uploading. Mm-hmm. So you need to set it up before you leave. The next thing you need to do is, as you are shopping for your vacation site, if you're looking to rent a home, be careful because the FTC has had a tremendous amount of reports about rental home scams, vacation home scams. And so people put up a bunch of pictures, they give you an address, they make it sound like it's so great, and then you have to wire them the fee.
Right.
Well, with a legitimate vacation real estate company, that's not a problem. However, if you're finding yourself on Craigslist or all these kind of kooky ads and email addresses don't match websites and they're requiring it to be wired as opposed to be put on a credit card, it's a good red flag. One of the things that you can do to find out if it's a legitimate place is do a Google map search. Put in the address and you can see from the satellite whether or not it's what you're looking at.
If it comes up in somewhere in the Yukon, it's probably not the place.
It's probably not the place.
Yeah.
Or if it exists at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I read a report from somebody who filed from our Submit a Scam button on our Submit a Scam website at moneycreditandYou.com. And they said that the address didn't even exist. You know how odd numbers are on one side of the street and even are on the other? Yeah. There was no property on the north side of the street, and they were on the south side.
Wow.
And so they had a number in between, and the property just didn't even physically exist. These people made up an address. And that money's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't reverse a wire. That's a push transaction.
Wow.
If at least if you could put it on a credit card, you can dispute it.
Yeah.
So there's one thing that you got to pay attention to. So book with legitimate travel people who have experienced these locations. Use real estate agents that deal in rental property because they can go visit the property on your behalf, and their commission is dependent upon you being happy. So you can send them wherever you want. And so then when you get there, the idea is that we want to unplug. Okay, but how can we unplug if we're concerned about fraud abroad, so to speak? So what we need to do is before we leave, we have to call our banks. Only take the credit cards you know you're going to use that have the biggest limits and the most flexibility. Do not take every form of ID and every credit card you own with you because you could just lose it. If you are deep sea fishing and your handbag goes whoop over the side and there's sharks in the water, how likely are you going to go after your wallet?
Yeah.
So you need to let them know that you're going to be traveling, where you're going to be traveling to. I've just experienced that today. I tried to pay for something, and the guy ran it through twice, and he's like, it's getting declined. And I'm like, I have nothing on this card. I know I have the room for this. And so, but they called me, my credit card called me, and it was a fraud alert, and I had to approve the transaction because they hadn't ever seen me use that merchant.
Exactly.
And so while I had them on the phone, I said, I will let you know that I am going to be traveling to Freedom Fest and the Atlas Society Summer Summit, and I'm going to be spending copious amounts of money paying for my staff on this credit card. So when you see these big number bills coming through, please approve them so I don't have to stand there and be embarrassed.
Yeah.
And so now one of the cool things is they directed me to an application they have that's tied in. And so if you're in line and they're cautious, they can send you something through this app as a fraud alert, and you can say, yes, it's a transaction I'm actually affecting, or no, this is a fraudulent transaction, and decline it. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a cool little ditty there.
Yeah.
So, and then only use your wireless connections actively. So what do I mean by that? I'm not saying not use them, but if you are not paying with Apple Pay and you are just sitting on the beach, there's no reason for your near-field communication switch to be on. If you are not listening on your headphones, your Bluetooth headphones to something, or connecting to your speakers, your Bluetooth should not be on. If you are not surfing the internet with Wi-Fi, your Wi-Fi should not be on. And when you are at the hotels, you need to make sure that you're on the hotel's legitimate Wi-Fi. People can spoof Wi-Fis. I can take my little MiFi device, which will allow 5 people to surf on it, and I can go and I can be in this area, and I can open up my connection, and let's just say I'm at Joe Bob's Resort, right? And so I make an unsecured connection, and I write Joe Bob's Resort in my SSID. And so you flip on, you see all your choices, and you see Joe Bob's Resort. And it's open. You don't need a password for it, right? So, hey, I'm clicking on that. And you click on it, and now Joe Bob's got all your information.
Wow.
Because he can access your computer. He can hop in and treat it just like a hard drive and just copy everything over in milliseconds. It's amazing.
So why would you turn your Bluetooth off? How can Bluetooth be a danger?
Because people can create a connection and come in through your phone that way. Mm-hmm. There are specific Bluetooth connections, like some phones, and it all depends on the phone. And I can't speak to any of you iKids.
Yeah.
Because I am not an iKid like you, Miguel.
Yeah.
So some operating systems allow you to restrict your Bluetooth connections to only paired devices, and you have to create passwords for each one. But sometimes, people are smart. That's all they do all day long is figure out how to hack into you. And so they can if they want to get past your passwords, they can.
Yeah.
Just be aware of that. So that's why you don't want to have any of those connections just open and on for whatever reason.
Right.
And if you don't believe me, go to
I believe you.
the airport and just open up your Bluetooth connection and hit, scan available devices, and 8 bazillion will pop up.
Wow.
You can just hop into anybody's thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's craziness. We could be walking down the street and we're coming in opposite directions, and you have your near field communication on, and I've got my NFC trapper, and I'm just going to bump into you. I just got to get close enough to your phone. You're talking or whatever, and I could just be pretending to talk to you, and I could be bump into you. And now I just swiped your Apple Pay data. Bam.
Wow.
See?
Whoa.
So.
All righty.
We got to be paying attention. So that's how you can protect yourself in vacation safely this summer. So make it a point. If you want this specific advice, it is available in a special post for vacation scams at our website, moneycreditandyu.com. So this next segment is sponsored in part by keepmyid.org, the only service that actually prevents identity theft. All others are just monitoring services. Put your credit on lockdown for Keys to Riches radio listeners at our website at keys2riches.com/keepmyid and click on the link to protect your ID now. Remember to use promo code WAGS. Yay! So now it is time for our Keys to Riches. What is our key again?
Dreams with deadlines.
Yes, it is. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome to the show. We're so glad to have you. The Keys to Riches is a financial philosophy that teaches you how to think like the rich and be in control of your own money. It also gives you specific techniques to create or fix your credit, eliminate debt, save and invest, building wealth while transforming your current financial habits into healthy money management skills. And we do this one key at a time, 1 week at a time here at Keys to Riches Radio, powered by Unlock Your Wealth Radio. And we are in our third key, which is Dreams with Deadlines. And this is where the fun really begins, because now we're talking about possibility. You know, so the first key we had to come to terms with, maybe I don't know everything I need to know about money, or maybe I don't know a thing at all because I just totally screwed up, or maybe I'm just brand new. I'm a young kid and I'm just starting out for the first time and I don't even know what I don't know about money. So we looked at that in our first key, and so then we took our first step by starting our organic assessment last week. So we didn't really get any validation, you know what I mean, that this is going to be something exciting or worthwhile. It's going to make a difference in my life. But today, all that changes, because Dreams with Deadlines is about the Unlock Your Wealth Foundation's goal achievement strategy. It's a separate workshop I teach and facilitate, and it's super awesome. And the point of this key is anybody can set a goal. The bigger question is how many people can achieve them? And the next question after that is how many of you have actual tools that you can use to achieve your dreams? Because dreams are not goals. Dreams and aspirations are just wonderful, fluffy little things that entertain us, enlighten us, make us feel good. I wish I could have this someday.
Yeah.
But what do we know? Someday is not a day of the week.
Very
it's
good.
Not a day of the week. At least not on my calendar. I haven't found someday.
No.
And so when I plan to lose weight someday, or I plan to save money someday, that's why when I go to check for it, it's never done, because I can't find someday on the calendar.
It's not going to happen.
So in order to make a dream into a goal, you have to assign a deadline to it. It has to have certain criteria, if you will. So we're going to talk about the SMART goal criteria, but we're going to add to it, because SMART's not enough. It's not just not enough to have SMART goal setting tools. We have to figure out from a different perspective how to frame it and keep engaged. Because since this is a brain-based and biology-based financial literacy program, what we have to understand is we already know to spend less and save more, but we don't. That's not the problem. We already know that we should set goals and achieve them. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
How do we get there is the bigger problem. And there's lots of people that'll tell you how to do it, but why you're not getting there has everything to do with your biology. And we're going to tell you how to get there from a biological perspective that keeps you engaged, so you're more likely to achieve your goals if you work the steps. So that's what we're going to talk about today on this show is our SMART goal strategy, planning backwards, reducing it to the ridiculous. And then we're going to couple that with our future key that we talk about, practicing the 3 R's. So, and break the budget too, by the way. So that key, there's a whole bunch of keys that go into the goal achievement strategy, but it all starts with this week's key, which is Dreams with Deadlines. So how do you create an effective goal achievement strategy? The first thing that you have to do is create a goal using these SMART objectives, okay? And SMART is not just meaning intelligent, but as an acronym, SMART. So in order to make a dream a goal, assigning the deadline is just part of it. It has to pass the SMART criteria. So if you want to make a goal, something achievable that you've always wanted, and let your imagination run wild, because this is the time to do it. Everything, if it's within your power to do, then it's within your power to do. You know, and I even thought when it came to singing, I used to say, there's nothing in this world I can't do except for sing. And then what did we do? I shattered that notion 3 years ago when I took singing lessons. Yeah. Now, me being good or not, or, telling, Beyonce to step aside is another story. But I'm going to venture out here.
But you sang. You can sing.
I can sing now. And I'm mostly on pitch. But I'm actually going to venture out for my first karaoke jaunt next Friday. So we'll see how I do.
Oh, really? Karaoke next Friday, huh?
At Freedom Fest.
You got a song you're going to pick?
Yeah, I'm going to do Doris Day.
Now, everybody's got that track?
Well, I've got it on my phone just in case. And I sent it to the guy that's facilitating it to make sure. And I'm like, because it's the only one I know and I've been practicing it for a year. And don't ask me to sing any other song. This is the only one I know I can do without like having anything.
What was the name of it again?
Perhaps.
Oh, that's right. So where'd you get the track? Did I do it for you?
No, actually, I just found some karaoke tunes.
You found a karaoke,
I kind of found a karaoke tune that actually sounded like the original song, so I can have all my mental markers.
Well,
in
they
place.
probably got real horns and real strings on it, so.
Yeah, well, I'll play it for you. I'll do it, but not on the show because I don't want to lose listeners in case they think I suck.
Well, you might gain listeners if you suck really bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. They're like, oh my God, this chick sucks.
You
Check her out.
This.
I know. As a matter of fact, negative bullshit like travels faster than the positive stuff.
Yeah, William Hung.
Exactly. Oh my God. Oh my God. He cut an album too, right?
Yeah.
That little dropout from American Idol. What? You singing too? I'll sing for you later. So that's De Niro, the Prosperity Poochie saying Jello. So the specific criteria is it has to be specific. So it's not like I want a luxury automobile. It's like, no, I want a Maserati Gran Turismo Quattroport, like whatever, you know what I mean? You have to be specific. I'm messing up all of the things because I'm tired.
Right.
But so you got to say like I want whatever the year is, the 2016 Maserati Gran Turismo Cabriolet Spider. That's what I want.
There you go.
And it's going to be blue because these white cars don't cut it. I want a blue car.
They get too dirty.
Yeah. So now I have something specific. So now it's measurable. I can quantify it. It's not like I want to say I want to be rich because that's too vague.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's not measurable. Rich is not measurable. It's abstract. So if I said I wanted to be rich, I would say, all right, I want to have $1,000 emergency fund. There's a specific goal. Yeah. And it's measurable because it's not $999.
Right.
And when I've got 1,001, I know I've exceeded my goal.
Right.
So it's got to be measurable. So then A is achievable, meaning you have to be able to do it by yourself. If you can't do it or gather the resources like we do in the 7 elements for self-empowerment and affect the outcome, then, it's like winning the lottery. It's not an achievable goal because you have no control over how those numbers come up. So we've got that. Now, once we've got it, we got to be realistic. So I can say I want to be a millionaire, but if it's going to be by Friday, that's only 4 days away.
Probably not realistic.
Not too realistic unless I win the lottery. And then, oh, wait a minute, but that's not achievable either. So that's out the window. So we need to stretch the goal out far enough that we can do that. And it's got to be time-based. So it's got to be by a specific time. You've got to attach a deadline to it in order for you to create a sense of urgency, because that's when the brain reacts, when there's a sense of urgency. That's when we get stuff done. And so the realistic, we use this plan backwards. So if we want to have $1 million, say, in 10 years, then that means you need to save $100,000. And that's on the outset. We're not talking about investing, but we're just talking about saving. You'd have to save $100,000 a year. If you're not making $100,000 a year right now, that's going to be a little difficult.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to make more than that. You're going to have 100,000 discretionary.
Yeah.
That's like 10 grand a month discretionary if you expect to save that. So we've got those challenges ahead of us. So we have to use our plan backwards. So we have to set our milestones. And so that's where the smart with the plan backwards really makes it effective. And then once you reduce it to the ridiculous, so maybe it's not 10 years that I become a millionaire. Maybe it's 20. Now that's only $50,000 a year. So that's only $4,000 a month. And if I'm making 20 grand a month, I can put part of that in retirement. So now I'm not paying taxes. So now I can, and then I know I can break that down to each day how much I need to save.
Yeah.
If I just saved $3 a day in 40 years, I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Without doing anything else. $3 a day, that's a negligible amount of money. That's what they call the latte factor.
Yep.
So that's it for this week's key. For our key statement, key affirmation, and key action item, please visit our website at keys2riches.com. And for more in-depth interviews with money gurus and great expert tips, please visit our parent or sister site or mother site or whatever we want to call it, our other website, unlockyourwealthradio.com. For the maestro of Moolah, Michael Terry, I'm Heather Wagenhals. Now go out and unlock your wealth today.
UnlockYourWealthRadio.com is produced by Heather Wagenhals and the Unlock Your Wealth Foundation. UnlockYourWealthRadio.com and its affiliates are copyrighted 2016 with all rights reserved. For more information on the Keys to Riches Financial Wellness Series, please visit our website at www.unlockyourwealth.com.